In one of my recent videos about old Earth creationism, I got this comment. To sum up James's question, he's basically asking, when did God start caring? When did God begin his intervention? It turns out this may be one of the most difficult questions for theists to answer. A scientifically consistent worldview, religious or irreligious, must get a few things right. 1. The Earth is old. 2. Animals have changed over the years. This perspective has become much more prevalent in a new age of theism that has become popular in recent years. You can call it evolutionary creationism. They hold the perspective that the Earth is 4.5 billion years old, and God's mechanism for creating variation is just evolution and natural selection. Divine intervention is also rather limited, except for the incarnation of Christ. However, today I'm going to prove to you that position is very hard to hold. Just by taking up these two simple premises that I mentioned earlier, the existence of a traditional God becomes much less likely. First, we have to define our terms. What do I mean by traditional God? I mean an entity that created the universe and everything in it. This deity has a personal interest in the lives of humanity and in humanity as a whole. This God is omniscient, benevolent. The Christian God is a prime example of this. Regarding evolution, there's a plethora of evidence on YouTube and everywhere. I've done a few videos of my own, and I will link those down below if you want to check them out. So in this video, I'm going to dedicate more time to more crucial parts of this argument. Throughout the history of the Earth, roughly 30 billion species have existed, accounting for trillions upon trillions of deaths. 99.97 of all species that have ever existed are extinct. In fact, extinction is a law of biology. Everything that is alive today will eventually go extinct. In this massive number of extinctions and deaths lies the human lineage. Not only have species like Neanderthals, Homo erectus, and Homo habilis existed without ever hearing the words of the gospel, so have many of our own Homo sapiens. Anatomically modern Homo sapiens jumped on the scene roughly 200,000 years ago. That means for roughly 195,000 years, our Creator largely neglected us. On top of this, why just pick one single organism out of the millions, billions that existed and only focus on that one? This is oftentimes combated by an appeal to humanity's uniqueness, claiming that we have this God-given consciousness that endows us with the ability to freely make decisions and, most importantly, to love our Creator. So why limit this to just one organism? Why are we the only ones that have the ability to even love, to even think of the existence of a Creator? Furthermore, current scientific research outlines a clear evolution of consciousness leading up to our most recent ancestors. Most notably is the emergence of autobiographical memory in Homo sapiens roughly 25,000 years ago. This enabled humanity to project themselves into the future and past, opening themselves up to the contemplation of death, not only of themselves, but of others around them. An introduction of such a major biological stimulus, such as the knowledge of death, resulted in what Soren Kierkegaard called Transcendent Transference. In other words, we needed psychological reassurance to vindicate our own conscious experience, but the mediator of this needed to be outside of death itself, and thus outside of time. And what I've essentially just described is a God. What I wanted to present in this video is an argument that I don't hear presented very often, but I think it's very powerful. It's very easy for us as limited organisms to just look at our little span of existence and be like, this is all that ever mattered, and this is all, we're the only thing that really matters. But in reality, there's a massive kind of lost history of not only humanity, but of our ancestors and of our world in general that we don't ever pay attention to. But it doesn't make it any less real. I'm excited to hear what you think about this video. Leave it down in the comment section below. If you have a rebuttal, also please let me know. I want to understand, how people receive this argument. Thanks for watching this video. I appreciate your time. I'll catch you on the next one.